His mum did what she could to pay the bills, including sleep with men. She slept with men even if Mike was in the room, either too drunk to realise or she wasn't bothered.
They had him in like the definition of what I say is like a slave contract. Like if one of them was to die, which one of them did die, the manager of Mike Tyson is now that person's wife. And now this person, like he's got no rights.
I'd be curled up in the corner trying to shield myself and she'd attack me. That was some traumatic stuff. To this day, I glance at the corners of any room I'm in and I have to look away because it reminds me of all the beatings my mother gave me.
Wow. Mike Tyson said, everything in my life is too good to be true. Now, my life is so screwed up. Everybody is pulling at me. This way, that way. It's manipulative BS. They all want something from me. They're making a living off me.
Welcome to The Power of Pages, where we review books that ignite your mind,
elevate your life,
and drive your ambition. And I go by Ty.
I'm Mr. Fly.
And this episode, we are reviewing The Making of Mike Tyson by Mark Kriegel. And this was your pick. And I wanted to ask why you picked this book and not his autobiography.
I think the main reason was I wanted to read something different. You know, I think I just wanted to kind of spice it up a little bit. Then this, I didn't actually know this wasn't his autobiography when I bought it. It came up on my feed on Instagram. And then I thought, yeah, this is a cool book. So I thought it looked cool. I like the cover's actually sick.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, yeah. So that's why I got it. And I thought, yeah, it'd be a good review to do. I didn't realize it was as long as it is.
As it was.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought it'd be shorter.
So this is a bit different to some of the other books that we normally review, and I definitely want to take the lessons and the teachings from this book, as we do from all books. And I wanted to start off by just kind of saying, like, this book made me sad, man.
Serious.
This made me sad, man. Looking at Mike Tyson's childhood, was really, really like upsetting. And going back to our book of 0 Degrees of Empathy that we reviewed, I can't remember what episode it is, but check that out. It made me really empathetic to him and maybe some of the things that he's done, the negative things that he's done, because of the childhood that he's had explains a lot of the reasons maybe that he's done.
I think they're contributing factors.
They're contributing factors to some of the terrible things that he's done later on in adult life. And I guess for context, I'll touch on his childhood. He grew up with his older brother Rodney, his sister Denise, and his mum Lorna May. His mum did what she could to pay the bills, including sleep with men. She slept with men even if Mike was in the room, either too drunk to realise or she wasn't bothered. And that specifically, man, was like...
Yeah, it's crazy. This is where, like, because even now, as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, what happened to her?
Yeah.
To make her that way, like, to end in that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, what happened to her, like, that she's in that position with, with those kids and doing that, being in that situation with your thing, and then the knock-on effect. That's when they talk about generational traumas and stuff like that, because it just has a knock-on effect. I think, for Mike Tyson, I mean, it says like he used to rob these men so if they're with his mum, they've taken their clothes off, he'll go through their clothes, take money out of their wallets or whatever, and then sometimes if he got caught, they'll end up beating him or he'll end up having fights with them or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So it was trouble, man. Traumatic times.
Even he said Mike's mum's boyfriend would beat her. And even hit Mike if he felt it was necessary. But the boyfriend and mum would make up, and the cycle would repeat. So there was domestic abuse, which was normal, and the mum would still be with the boyfriend even though she was experiencing that, and Mike was experiencing that too in a way. So yeah, man, the childhood of Mike is sad.
I think it's the making of, like, when he was born in the 60s, in 1966, in Bed-Stuy. And I think when I think of Mike Tyson, you think that's a representation of a lot of, because we know him, obviously, he's Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, he's not unique. That wasn't just happening. Things like that weren't happening to just him. Do you know what I mean? Him having to join gangs or doing robberies or doing this and that, doing all those sort of things he was doing. is like that was something that was widespread in that area in Bed-Stuy. In those period of time, there was hustlers around, people trying to make money, people doing this, all sorts of stuff. So he's not. So he kind of is one of the lucky ones, and even after he's made it out, his life hasn't even been super squeaky clean, super smooth. But he's still, I think you would say, he's still one of the lucky ones in the sense where he hasn't ended up on a life sentence. He's not an addict to like strung out on whatever drug on the street. He's not. He's still alive. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's got kids, like, and he's got a good relationship with his kids from what I know. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But so I mean, so I think he's actually one of the lucky ones despite that. But then what about the ones that didn't make it? Yeah. That's where my mind kind of goes. No,
for sure, man. And it feels like, his dad wasn't around.
No. They don't really, they speak about his dad a little bit.
Yeah.
But he used to tell, so his dad, they used to say that his dad was a pimp. That's what he said, but that wasn't actually the case. His dad was actually joined the army, joined the Marine. His dad served in the Marines between 1943 and 1946, and he died in 1983.
Yeah, okay.
But they don't really give much kind of talk about his dad. But it's funny that he used to tell people that his dad was a pimp.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you say that? Your dad's a Marine. That's something you could be proud of.
Because in that, where he grew up, it was cool to be a pimp.
Facts.
That's what he idolized.
Yeah.
He idolized being a pimp.
Pimps,
cool.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he wanted. So, I think she had a boyfriend that was a pimp or something, or one of it. I think that's what it was. So he used to say that was his dad.
So yeah, man. And actually, he had therapy as a child, and through, I think, I don't know why he had it, but obviously he needed it. But the lady was called Marilyn Murray. She was Mike's therapist who began working with Mike, and she said, when I first met him, he did not cry at all. He was really tough and really hard and said, I don't want to be here, this sucks. But as time went by and we really started to work on these childhood issues, tears started to come. I've had sessions in which he just sobbed. Mike said to Murray, I'm realizing right now that I need a mum. Would you be my mum?
Does it say how old he was when he was doing those sessions?
Maybe, I didn't write it down.
Okay. I think that's a consistent thread throughout the whole book. Do you see what I mean? Because even with his wife, his first wife, Robin Givens, he kind of took her mum as his surrogate mother.
Yeah.
With when he moved and went and lived with Customato, one of the female coaches, he kind of saw a mother figure in her. And I think, that's the relationship with a child and their mum is obviously, words can't even describe it. So not from treating your mum, seeing your mum treat you the way she did, or seeing what she's gone through and stuff like that. He must have felt like, he had a mother, yes, but he had a mum, sorry, yes, but did he have a mother? Did he have that care, that love? According to the book, you can see it doesn't look like he did, unfortunately. But he still loved, and the thing is, you still love your mum, despite that. Do you know what I mean? Which even it's like it's kind of twofold.
Yeah, because I think he talks about in the book later on about him making a post about saying, this is my mum. Mm-hmm. I loved her, like she did her best. Or something
when she died or something like that. Yeah, I've seen it. I've actually seen a post like that he's done. I don't follow him on Instagram anymore, but I used to. And he'll be like, if there was no her, there would be no me. So I mean, it's his mum. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think even that as well is maybe double the pain, because it's like he just maybe he'll be thinking like, right, why doesn't my mum care about me? Or what? There's some deep, that's why he'll be in those situations. So you got Mike Tyson here, like the baddest man on the planet, like knocking people out in one round and intimidating the hell out of people. Scary man that just wants to be hugged and kissed by his mum, or just wants just there crying for sessions. So it's like, it's twofold, man. And that's where the empathy comes in, where you look and think, well, what's this guy been through? Yeah.
But he still did some terrible things as a child.
Yeah.
Despite, obviously he had a terrible childhood, but he did terrible things. It said here, Mike was bullied as a child and eventually fought back and realised he could fight. He then became a bully himself. He started robbing people, burgling his mum's friend's house when they came to visit. He even robbed old ladies. His money helped to feed the family. But his mum would still beat him and brag about it to her friends. I'd be curled up, this is what a quote he said, I'd be curled up in the corner trying to shield myself and she'd attack me. That was some traumatic stuff. To this day, I glance at the corners of any room I'm in and I have to look away because it reminds me of all the beatings my mother gave me.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I think with the thing that kind of, when I read about the stuff he's done, and some of the stuff I knew, some of the stuff I didn't, but the old ladies one is like, wow. Do you know what I mean? That one is like, that's a hard one to take. And it's not like from a judgmental perspective. It's just like, wow, you have, what the level of desperation or the level of not caring or whatever it is, he's trying to feed his family, granted, but I guess, some people would say there's like a code, like a moral code, or, some people operate by some sort of code, and not, old people, man, like when they get robbed, a lot of old people, they die afterwards, from the shock and from the fear and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm sure now he must really regret doing that, because that's something that is like, I don't even have the words to describe kind of how egregious that is.
Yeah. And at the time, that's what he knew.
Yeah.
As a child.
The environment, isn't it?
That's his environment. That's what he knew.
And again, it's desperation. It's like he's just trying to feed his family. Yeah. That's how he justifies it to himself. That's how he kind of rationalizes it to himself. Like, well, I need this. I need this money. Like,
I need to feed our family.
I need to feed my family. I need some money. I'm going to take it from whoever. I don't care if you're this, that, or third. I'm getting it.
And think about it. It's going to feed my family, even my mother, who beats me for maybe, in his eyes, no reason.
You know what's interesting, to talk about his mother, like going way forward, when he was, I think he might have already been world champion, and he showed her the cutouts in the paper, and she was like, oh, like, be humble, like, relax, And again, it's like, like when a kid comes home from school, Mum, this is what I drew, like, do you know what I mean? So she was like, oh, be humble, like, and these times he's, that's, again, he just wants some sort of recognition from her, he wants some acknowledgement from her, do you know what I mean? And that, so that's and despite all of that, he still holds his mum in high regard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, oh man, yeah, he just wanted to be loved.
Yeah.
He just wanted his mum to love him. And, we're both very fortunate to have loving mothers. And it's, man, it's
well, it spiked. Like, I think that the household, then also what's outside the house. Like we said, the pimps and the hustlers outside.
Yeah.
Because it spiraled. He went to prison at a young age. I think I got a quiz for you.
Okay.
I got a quiz for you. So, by the time Mike was 13, how many times did he get arrested?
38.
38 times, yeah, exactly. So look, by the age of 13, arrested 38 times. Do you know what I mean? He went to prison. There was a prison called...
Allegedly, anyway.
Allegedly. I mean, that's what it says in the book.
Yeah, that's what it says in the book.
Yeah, that's what it says in the book. So, he went to Spofford Detention Centre when he was 11 for the first time for snatching a prostitute's handbag. And that, from there... But again, that might... Sometimes they say the worst thing in your life could actually become the best thing in your life, in the sense of if you never went to prison, he would have never met Bobby Stewart. And if you never met Bobby Stewart, he would have never met Custer Martin. Do you see what I mean? So you never know. And I think with him going to prison and him meeting Bobby Stewart, it kind of maybe inspired him to see, like, because there's definitely a part of him that didn't want to be doing this. Like, he's 11, like, he's a kid. Do you know what I mean? Or he's a kid.
Yeah.
So he doesn't necessarily want to be doing what he's feeling he has to do. So he wants to feed his family, yes, but he might want to do it in another way, or he wants to find a way out. So he found boxing. Bobby Stewart was nice enough, or saw talent in him and took him up to Custer Martin, who's like legendary boxing trainer. Custer Martin saw the talent that he thought, and was telling him from day one, right, you're going to be the world champion, you're going to be a world champion, you're going to be a world champion. He saw it. And there's no guarantees at that age, like, anything can happen, but he really believed in Mike Tyson. So yes, he went to prison and all that kind of stuff, but it actually turned out to be something that turned, because if he never met Bobby Stewart, we don't even know, would we even know his name right now? Think of how many Mike Tysons there are out there that we don't know who they are, because they never met Bobby Stewart. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Was it Bobby Stewart that sparred him in... Because I know there was...
His coach.
Yeah,
it was him. Yeah, it was him, yeah.
Because I think they joked about, like, don't get knocked out by this, kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And he sparred with him, and...
when he was with Cuss?
I think...
So when he was in prison, Bobby Stewart was the boxing coach.
Did he spar with him in prison?
In prison, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
And he even says Bobby Stewart hit him so hard, the hardest he's ever been hit in the solar plexus.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's surprising. I knew quite a lot of stuff about Mike Tyson before reading this book that kind of was like recalls when I was reading it. But yeah, so Bobby Stewart sparred him in prison.
Yeah.
That was part of the training.
Yeah,
you know, like he's a coach, he's sparring with the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I think he got him ready to go, but I don't think when he went up to cuss, I don't think he sparred him there. He might have though.
I've got it written here. He says he did a sparring session with the coach and he kept missing and even fell down.
Yeah, that was in prison.
Okay, but he was determined and listened to the feedback and kept improving.
Yeah, that was in prison.
And then he went to Customato and then Customato taught him
the dark arts.
Taught him the dark arts.
How do you feel about that?
I feel.
And what are the dark arts?
So the dark arts of boxing are the things that are against the rules.
Yeah. But
some boxers do. I don't feel like modern boxers do that much these days. So, for example, the dark arts is like using the thumb part of the glove to poke it in someone's eye, which Customato taught Mike Tyson to do when the ref's not looking. Make sure you do it on the sides that the ref's not in. Yeah. When you're in the clinch, poking the eye. When the ref's not looking, punch in the back of the head.
Boxers do that now.
Yeah, they do that one now.
Yeah.
But he taught him to do those things.
Yeah, but someone taught whoever's people. This happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it is what it is in professional boxing. Like there's a lot of things that happen that maybe we're not even aware. Like we're not professional boxers. You know what I mean, but there's stuff that we see.
Yeah.
Low blows. Like there's loads of things happen. Like when we spoke with where we used to train before. Anyway, you've heard there's things that happen, and I think for me it's like Customato is actually letting him know, because as well he's teaching him what to do, which you could say he's a young person, impressionable and all that kind of stuff, but he's also letting him know if Mike Tyson knows what to do, he knows obviously when someone's trying to do that to him, where he knows how to defend himself against those sort of things. So, or he also accepts it like this is part of boxing. I think he's better off knowing than he is not knowing, and because he's gonna find out anyway.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What did you think about the hypnosis?
I don't remember it.
Just for okay, so Customato used to hypnotize Mike Tyson to say to him like, you're going to be a world champion, you're going to be a world champion. And he had someone come in, a hypnotist, and he would hypnotize Mike Tyson and say to him,
remember now.
So what's your views on that?
I feel like Customato groomed him. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think Mike Tyson sees it that way, but he groomed him to be the heavyweight champion. He raised him from however old he was when he went to him.
He adopted him. He was actually his legal father, yeah.
So he did everything he could to make him the world champion, which he then achieved later on in life.
He prophesized it, like he spoke that into him, like you're going to be the world champion. You're going to be the world champion. And
to be fair, like you could say he groomed him, but he also looked after him. He gave him a home. He fed him, like he treated him like his son. Yeah. So maybe I'll take that back.
But you know what, right? Just interestingly enough, in the book it says that basically they did a report when Tyson was coming up. A news reporter came and stayed with them for like a week and stuff like that. But apparently, because Mike Tyson was just acting wild, Customato used to let him get away with anything.
Yeah. Didn't
make him do the chores, didn't make him do this, that, and the third. There was a point where I think he grew, according to the book, he grew tired of Mike Tyson a bit and was like, well, listen, if I hadn't invested so much money into this guy, I would have just cut him loose, set him back to the streets. I mean, that's part, that's interesting. So that's another side. That's what that was new to me. I never heard that.
Yeah.
I guess, it's not the romantic story that you're going to hear about, the legendary coach and stuff like that. But, it could be true. It's interesting, to think that, because their relationship, the fighter and the boxer, and he's a big part of Mike Tyson's life. Do you know what I mean? And even now when Mike Tyson talks about him, he gets emotional, gets choked up and stuff like that, because I think he was building, like you said, building Mike Tyson to be kind of what he became, in the sense of like, you're great, you're fantastic. So much positivity is poured into him from someone who literally had zero confidence and would mask that with violence, with robbery, and with all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So he owes a lot to thing, and he may have grew tired of him at times. But that's a normal relationship. Yeah. Things aren't always, every day isn't. You're not best friends every day. You're not the best in the, sometimes even with your own family, like my own. Sometimes you do things to rub them up the wrong way and vice versa. So that actually makes it sound more realistic than to like, every day was just great.
Yeah. What was interesting was Customer. He said Customer had a good relationship with the other heavyweights like Ali, Muhammad Ali, and he got Muhammad Ali to talk to Mike, and put him on the phone. And Mike idolized Muhammad Ali, and after Muhammad Ali's loss to Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, I think he was only 15 or 16 at the time, told Ali, "I'm gonna get him for you. Like, when I'm big, I'm gonna get him for you." And he was still just a boy at the time. But Muhammad Ali told Mike Tyson, "Make sure you listen to Customer, like he's the guy." So I thought that was just interesting, man. The other thing quickly I wanted to touch on, and I guess I wanted to touch on it because I had an experience with this as well. And my experience isn't the same, but Mike always preferred to sleep on the sofa. Yeah. And part of the reason he preferred to sleep on the sofa, what they guessed, was because the sofa has a back to it, and it made him feel comfortable that there was something behind him, like not cuddling him, but
contact
there. Yeah. And I find that really interesting because the loyal subscribers know that when I started my business, I slept on the sofa for a little period, a little while, and the sofa had a back to it, and that was comforting.
Yeah. Did that occur to you just after reading that?
Yeah, only after reading that, it made me think, oh right, actually, that's because I'm like, the difference between the sofa and the bed is a big difference, and the bed is obviously nice on the bottom, but you're not. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, no, I hear that. That's interesting.
I found that quite interesting, man.
I think one thing what kind of sprung to mind from reading this book is the impact of people that's come into Mike Tyson's life.
Yeah.
And so, like we said, Bob Stewart, the Don Kings. We haven't really spoke that much about Don King, but Don King he's not that much in this book, but after this book is where his era came in with Mike Tyson. It's been very well documented, the issues they've had with money and stuff like that. Even Mike Tyson's coaches or managers at the time they had him in like the definition of what I say is like a slave contract. Like, if one of them was to die, which one of them did die, his rights are then given. Mike Tyson's now, the manager of Mike Tyson is now that person's wife. And now this person, like, he's got no rights. Do you see what I mean? So
I've got the stats here.
Yeah, go for it.
When Tyson turned pro, his management team took 33%, even off his obligations outside the ring. Standard is 10 to 15% of just the boxing money, but they took 33% of everything. Damn, man,
that's ridiculous. And then as well, even when one of them dies, that now rolls over to that person's wife. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's mad. So that's not cool. But I think towards the end of the book, and as well, remember Mike Tyson trusted these people.
Yes,
because they were Customatos people.
Yeah,
and they were from Catskills, where Customatos. That's where he lived with Mike Tyson, and that's where they trained. So these were people that were actually someone you trust. Yeah. So he was aware of this, but again, because of that relationship, and again, that doubles down on with his mum. So it's like people around him taking advantage of him. Yeah. Then there was an interview where he did, where he said, I think at this time there was stuff as well. He was currently married to Robin Givens at this time as well, and there was issues with that. Don King was trying to weasel his way in. Just off this quickly, Don King and Bob Arum said something so mad, where there was like, with boxers, if you offer a boxer 5 million or 500,000 in cash, they'll always take the 500,000 in cash. Yeah. Wow. When I read that, I said, this is crazy. These guys are, that's mad to say that. Yeah. But anyway, so Mike Tyson said, everything in my life is too good to be true. Now my life is so screwed up. Everybody is pulling at me. This way, that way. It's manipulative BS. They all want something from me. They're making a living off me. So this was living up. This was in the riot in the road up to his fight with Spinks, and that's how he was feeling. I think they said that fight he was going through depression at that time. I actually went back and watched that fight last night, and it's funny because the way the author Mark Kriegel describes it is exactly how it was. Like you can see, as soon as the fight's over, everyone's trying to get close to him. Everyone's trying to get onto him. So it's like, I think he was aware, because he had this talent, it attracted the wrong people.
Yeah.
But he did actually, through his life, you've got Bob Stewart. You've also got his social worker. That was, what's her name? Her name was Ernestine Coleman. Again, a very pivotal person in his life, because she told him, so when he was 16, she said he had to go and live with Customato because she wanted him to get out of the hood, out of Bed-Stuy. But she told him, which wasn't true, but she said to him, look, because you're 16, I still have the right to tell you where to live. But that wasn't actually the case, but he didn't know. Yeah. So even that thing, because he was, and listen, let's not get it twisted. When he was in Catskill, he was still on the weekends going back to the hood and robbing people. So he was still living two lives. He was going up there, doing the boxing thing on the weekend, coming down and just doing all sorts of madness. But again, there's some really good people in his life that actually helped him out and were there for him. And I think those people put him on, because again, that's another pivotal moment. If he stayed in Bed-Stuy, again, would we even know who Mike Tyson is right now?
Do you know what was interesting that I didn't know was that he was with Naomi Campbell?
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't know that, but I guess Mike Tyson was with the famous model Naomi Campbell. Like they were dating.
Yeah.
And it was funny because there's a story of something, they had an argument or whatever, and she was like digging her heel in his car, like smashing it up or something. And then he said to someone else, like, oh, I think I found my match.
Where the craziness.
Because of the craziness.
Yeah.
And then she was even, according to the book anyway, like Mike was cheating, but she was caught like climbing the hotel, like outside on the windowsill, climbing to try and
catch him. Oh, snap.
Like, on like whatever story, how dangerous that is, climbing from one room to the next to like, again, according to the book, it's like, that's mad. That's mad.
Yeah. Well, that's the relationship, isn't it? Crazy. These I think at one stage he was like, again, leading up to this baddest man on the planet, people were trying to be around him because he was the guy. He was the guy, the young guy from Bed-Stuy, from New York, knocking everyone out, doing this, doing all this, hurting people. His story is marketable. So that's why I know him and Donald Trump kind of have a friendship or an alliance due to he fought in Trump Plaza quite a lot. Trump was quite integral, like involved in his career.
Which I didn't know until reading this book, because that explains why he's a massive Donald Trump fan.
Is he a fan of Donald? Like,
I think he's a Donald Trump fan. I've seen him like only on like social media clips, like supporting Donald Trump. And this book explains why, essentially because Donald Trump used to pay his site fees for his fights, and he used to host his fights in Donald Trump's building.
He was the most, like, at the time, he was the highest paid athlete. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And the sad thing is, because he had these guys, the Joe Cortez and these people around him, just not there for him. They're there for themselves.
Yeah.
They're using him as a means to get what they want, stuff like that. So it's
Do you know what was another thing that I found funny was that there's a lady, Courtney Beverly Johnson, who was, I don't actually know who she was, but she was 15 years older than Mike, and Mike was trying to pursue her, like.
Oh yeah.
But she was 15 years older.
Yeah.
And he was trying to he was just trying to move to her, basically. And she said, if you win your fight or you win the title, I'll give you some. And then he won.
Yeah.
She gave him some. But it's so mad that her hooking up with him was contingent on him winning his fight.
Yeah.
Then when he won his fight, he went over and slept with her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was the same day or whatever, but like, she's now like, yeah, okay, you won.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So she's got her standards, innit? But I think she was even like, again, another sort of mother figure to him as well. She was, they had their relationship was just like a casual relationship and stuff. But I think he went and met her parents, and they spent a lot of time together. I think she had kids as well. He spent time with the kids and stuff like that. So they were like, I think he was consistently at that time trying to find that mother figure. The same guy that's asking the social worker, will you be my mum? Or the therapist, sorry, will you be my mum? he's still that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like at that time anyway. I don't know what he's like now. But yeah, just quickly. So his HBO deal was on January the 4th, 1988, and it was a 7-fight deal over 14 months. The total payout was 26.5 million. At the time, by comparison, Patrick Ewing, the NBA's highest paid player, annual salary was 2.75 million.
Damn.
Do you see, like, you know what I mean? The NBA mostly wasn't as big as it is now, like globally at that time, but still, he's getting 26.5 million for 7 fights. Patrick Ewing, the highest paid player in the NBA, this in 1988, is making 2.75 million. And this fight, this also his final fight with Spinks was a big purse. I didn't write down how much the purse was, but that number, that 26.5 million, didn't include the Spinks fight purse.
Okay.
So that's gonna be on top of that 26 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, look, contracts stated that if Caton was to die, if Jacobs died, Caton's widow would be entitled to 50% share of Mike Tyson's money. Like, of the contract, 50%. Yeah. Like, you know, it's incredible. And the sad thing is, like, these are people that he trusted. Mm-hmm. You know, so
on that Spinks fight, I got a quiz for you.
Okay.
His final fight of 21 years of age.
Yes.
So this was his last fight, I believe, while he was 21.
Yeah.
He won that fight by knockout.
Yes.
How many seconds did he win it by?
I think it was 91.
Did you just read that?
No. I didn't write it down. Was it 91?
Yeah, you didn't even need options.
I watched it last night.
Okay.
No, I watched it. I mean, I finished the book yesterday.
No, that was anticlimactic.
Sorry, you should have gave me options. But no, it's 91. I watched it. It was, but Spinks looked scared, man. Tyson was the guy, man. No one was beating him that night. No one was beating him at that point. And as well, he was angry. Yeah. Even like I watched one thing
because Jimmy Jacobs died as well before that.
And that's the thing. Jimmy Jacobs was like one of his guys, but one of your guys is robbing you.
Yeah.
So that's
But he trusted him.
Yeah, he did. And then the stuff with his wife. So he just recently married Robin Givens. There was a lot of controversy about whether she was or was not pregnant.
Yeah.
And she had a miscarriage. But there was a lot, again, people didn't believe her, basically. People thought she was never pregnant in the first place. So either way, again, it's pain on either side. Either your wife just had a miscarriage or your wife was lying to you about her pregnancy. Either way, it's pain. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so he's had a hard life. And you know, it's not even like a pity thing. It's just like, I guess it's that empathetic side, like you said. But, you know, Is he made the best out of a bad situation? I don't know, because he's made a lot of mistakes and stuff like that. But it's interesting. Look, his life is interesting. There's no surprise that he is one of the most famous people in the world. Do you know what I mean? And he's transcended boxing. Like he's not a boxer anymore. Okay, cool. We fought Jake Paul last year, but the young people, he was boxing in the 80s, in the 90s. Mm-hmm. He's still very well known. He is a household name actually. A lot of people, if you say, do you know who Mike Tyson is? They'll say, yeah, they know who he is.
Yeah.
That's what I mean? Outside of boxing even. And again, there's a lot of controversy in that because of he's been to prison and, you know, I'll eat your kids and stuff. Even at the eat your kids thing, what he said to Lennox Lewis was like, one of his best friends died the week before that.
Yeah.
So a lot of these, it kind of explains a lot of stuff going on because you just see the headlines, you just see the Instagram viral clips, you know, like, but there's a person behind that. There's a person that didn't have a mum. There's a person that was bullied when he was younger. There's a person that's been robbed by everyone that he's actually allowed close to him. So in a way, I can kind of maybe see why he just treats people, well, not treat, but like there was, you know, how he treats people because anyone he lets in just takes advantage.
Yeah.
So you're using me, so I'm going to use you. That could be the mentality that someone would have. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, man, it's interesting.
Yeah, man, he's had a tough life. What is the power of these pages?
For me, definitely, it's be aware. Two things: be aware of the people that are around you, and know and see them for what they really are, and then those that are good for you, notice that and recognize that. Because I would hope that he realizes that Bob Stewart, Customato as well, Well, he really know that cost him out. He gives him his flowers.
And the lady.
The lady, yeah. Ernestine Coleman. And I'm sure there's others that aren't in the book. Like, those people really put him on a path to, you know, to things. So just be careful about who you have around you and be mindful, because he let, like, just quickly, Don King kind of weaponized the whole black thing, you know, like, oh, black, you know, you're black, I'm black, we should be all like that. He was kind of using that as a way to get Mike Tyson away from his current training stable, his current managers, the people around him. Not to say they were good for him, because they weren't, but he was using the black card, like, oh, you know, they're white, we're black, we should be together. But then he was trying to do the same thing that they were doing. So I mean, so just be very mindful about who you let around you. That's the power for me. It's quite a long-winded one, but just be mindful about who's around you, and who you let to get close to you.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think my power is empathy. Again, going back to 0 degrees of empathy, but I think it's like, you never know what goes on behind someone's life or circumstances or situation or whatever. You don't know what's going on behind someone else's life. Someone could be acting crazy or doing crazy things. It's like, why? That's my kind of question. Why? And yeah, I think the power for me is like, maybe just don't judge people on the surface, because if we were to judge Mike Tyson, we'd be like, oh wow, like, you're just loose in the head and you're this crazy animal. But then when you look at his life, it's like, raw. There's actually a lot.
There's contributing factors.
There's a lot of pain that has occurred. Yeah. So I think the power for me is maybe don't judge people
and be empathetic, or just
don't judge people, especially celebrities. Especially celebrities. People. Yeah, I think that's my power. Difficulty rating. Your book.
For me, just purely because of the length of the book, it was a 3.
Okay.
But I like the writing style was cool. It took me a while to get into the author's writing style, but once I got into it, I was actually flying through the pages. I mean, but he's got a nice writing style, but just because it's quite a long book, it's quite long-winded.
Yeah.
And it's only up to the age of 22.
Yeah. I found it. I gave it a 2.5. It could also be a 3, but I wrote 2.5. It wasn't difficult, but it wasn't easy either. Yeah. And it was quite long, and I felt like he talked about a lot of things that felt like they weren't relevant, but
I think he was painting a picture.
But it's like, I want to know about Mike Tyson, and you're telling me about, you know, this character.
Like he done a deep dive on Don King, for example. Yeah. He done deep dives on other people. Yeah. That you're like, okay, like, this is a Mike Tyson. Wait, I get it. Yeah.
And I think some of the deep dives he did on other people were like Jimmy Jacobs and people. It's like, I'm not interested in it. Yeah. Which made it more difficult to read. So yeah, star rating. What are you giving this book?
Star rating. It's a 3. I think it's a clear 3 for me. It's not a 4. It's a 3. If you're interested in boxing, because we didn't even speak really about boxing stuff. If you're interested in boxing, if you're interested in Mike Tyson, it's a good read for you. Yeah. I think, And even if you want to kind of get a bit of understanding about some things people go through, you know, just like that, just generally. But 3, I'll give it a 3.
I guess that last angle. I think if you're a Mike Tyson fan, you'd read this. And if you're interested in boxing, you'd read this.
I like boxing history.
Yeah. Those are I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I gave it a 2.5. I like boxing. I'm interested in it. But I felt like a lot of it was like, I wasn't interested in terms of like the other people. The Don King, which we didn't even go on too much about, that was interesting. And it just showed how much of a horrible man he was as well.
He's what you call an evil genius, bro. Because he's an evil genius.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. What's up, Power of Pages? Ty here. And for the first time, we had some technical difficulties at the end of our video. But that's all right. I got you, because next episode, we will be reviewing Think Again by Adam Grant. The link's in the description if you want to join us on that journey.
But remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and also check out this video here. This is one that we mentioned in this review here, 0 Degrees of Empathy. So yeah, check that out. It's a great review, if I do say so myself. All right, peace out.